Moga jingle yo. What is good, fam? And welcome back to Bangtani Komenyong. The black side of Bangtan is back with you again. I am Veronica Lenine of the black side of Bangtan here on YouTube at Veronica Lenine 333. Welcome back to BTS, who have just completed their military enlistment and social service work in South Korea. Army is so proud of you, and you make us proud to be Army. So let's get it with part 2. Suga. Suga served with the South Korean Army as a social service agent, and while there was not a sufficient amount of information available until recently in regards to the specifics of his services, let's definitely acknowledge the incredible achievements Suga made right before his military enlistment and the tremendous impact those achievements had on our global culture overall. Suga was in fact the first member of BTS to embark on a solo tour, which we can say was a smashing, unqualified success, as he totally crushed it, even making history and shattering records in the process. Tickets for Suga's D-Day concert were selling out just minutes after going on sale, followed by sold-out shows here in the US and in other countries during his D-Day tour. Suga's D-Day tour saw record-breaking achievements, including the highest-grossing tour by an Asian soloist in United States history, and the highest-grossing tour by a Korean soloist overall, earning $30.2 million from 151,000 tickets sold across 11 shows here in the United States. The tour also became the highest-grossing tour by a Korean soloist in history, with $57.2 million in revenues and 320,000 tickets sold across 28 shows across countries. Suga's D-Day concert racked in a staggering over $3 million each night in Inglewood, California's Kia Forum. In addition, he became the first Korean artist to have 2 profiles surpass 1 billion streams on Spotify, and to have a music video, Digital, surpass 15 million likes on YouTube last year in 2024. Digital became one of only 67 music videos ever to achieve this remarkable milestone on the platform. Also, Grammy Award-winning record producer Frankie Biggs was recently interviewed by honorary reporters, members of a program run under the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism of South Korea, in which he talks about Suga as an artist and as being one of the most influential figures in the industry today. Frankie Biggs, who's been following BTS's and Suga's career for some time, has also submitted videos of commentary on Suga's music, and had this to say as reported from both Screen by IndianExpress.com and BangTV.com. BTS Suga is the Eminem of K-pop. Grammy-winning producer reveals why the West wants to work with the singer. BTS member Suga kicked off a solo world tour before heading to the military, spanning 102 days across 10 countries, including the United States. The rapper of the 7-member band saw his popularity hit a whole new high. But apart from being a performer, Suga is known for producing his own music. And according to Grammy-winning producer Frankie Biggs, Suga isn't just another idol. His music is now being recognized overseas. Frankie Biggs says Suga is the music force with Eminem-level authenticity, changing how the world sees K-pop producers, one track at a time. Biggs, who worked with names like Kanye West, 50 Cent, and Eminem, says they can create beats, master albums, and take control on stage, on tour, and on charts worldwide, all at once. What really struck him was how Suga does it, all while being part of one of the most influential groups in the world. A group whose voice reaches even the UN. Yet, there's still a guy handling every inch of his own creative process, start to finish. From BangtanTV.com, the article reads, Grammy-winning producer Frankie Biggs recognizes BTS's Suga's role in the evolution of K-pop. Biggs is a producer whose career spans decades of hits and collaborations with iconic figures in Western music, including Dr. Dre, Kanye West, and Christina Aguilera, as well as remixes for 50 Cent and Eminem. Throughout the interview, Frankie Biggs reflected on how Min Yoongi transformed the perception of K-pop beyond Korea, and what the future held for the Korean music industry thanks to artists like him. According to him, Suga had a role in the global evolution of K-pop.
Looking good, bud. Looking good. Welcome back to the show. I'm happy you're here. The album is finally out.
Yeah.
It is out. D-Day.
D-Day.
The documentary is out.
Yeah.
The global tour just kicked off last week.
What was shared by Frankie Biggs is all facts, and I'm glad to see that BTS and Suga are finally getting some solid recognition from the industry. It's not like they haven't been demonstrating this level or caliber of originality and risk. They were raising the bar and defying industry standards from the beginning. However, what we've seen in these last 3 years, preceding their military enlistment, during service and after discharge, is BTS going off. Each member individually breaking record after record, making history, milestone accomplishments, each one of them. BTS has really been going crazy. And when I say that, we mean it in a deep respect, giving up props kind of way. Recognizing that BTS has been wildly successful as a band and as solo artists, achieving peak accomplishments, establishing and expanding their profile and influence to the highest level that artists in their position actually can today. To the point where now, even the global industry gatekeepers are being forced to notice them and try to create some type of partnership with them in order to boost their own brands and names. BTS carries this untouchable aura and literally influences one of the largest communities and fan bases in the world in the global entity known as ARMY. That's a lot of power and responsibility for 7 young men to have on their shoulders. I can't imagine the incredible weight they carry or the tremendous pressure they're under, but they do it in stride, and they're crushing it.
I think your name, actually, is it true, came from basketball, right? How do you got Suga?
Yeah. Shooting guard.
Shooting and guard, so Suga.
Suga.
Yeah, and then can you explain Agust D?
Yep.
How? I don't.
Libers. DT Suga.
Oh.
Yeah, my hometown name is Daegu. So
DT Suga.
Yeah, Daegu Town Suga. Libers. Agust D.
That's your.
Perhaps Suga, Agust D's outstanding success is why he's been so viciously targeted by his own country's media and officials, no less, who used a minor incident regarding a scooter infraction to target Suga in a vicious scandal, finally giving them the opportunity to unleash a storm of defamation and backlash against him, even with clear evidence of collusion among the local officials and networks involved. I shouldn't have to say it, but I will. Just as a precaution, this next video is an exaggeration of how K-Media portrayed Suga's DUI incident, which raises questions, considering he wasn't driving a vehicle, but he was riding a scooter.
Wait a minute! Get out! Stop right there, you punk! We could jump! Last night, the notorious repeating offender Min Yoongi was finally caught after leading local authorities on a chase that ended with a violent crash in a crowded South Korean district and residential area.
Oh God, he mobbed into the intersection. I thought I was done, chat.
With blood alcohol levels exceeding the legal limit, he was charged with a DUI and reckless endangerment. Despite the celebrity's famous support from billions of fans, South Korean authorities won't let him off easy, ordering the notorious rapper to make a legal public statement, in addition to a fine of 15 million won.
Oh, shut it, your Bangtan,
a suspended driver's license, and an extended social service probation. Because in South K, Crime doesn't pay. Unless you have good lawyer money.
I'm with you, Miss Florida Evans. They treated Min Yoongi as if he was a repeating offender with a long rap sheet of infractions. But this was Min Yoongi's first DUI infraction, and it wasn't even an actual DUI, as he was not driving a vehicle, but riding a personal mobility device, a PMD. Here's the footage of what really happened. Min Yoongi was riding at the appropriate speed, and with the helmet. The officers approach. One even points toward him, as if they were waiting for him. He fell from clearly making a sharp turn around the corner. There's no way they could have known he had been drinking. He even stood himself up, picked up his device, and replaced his helmet. It would have been a clear indication of intoxication if he could do neither of those things, but he did both. So what was their basis for suspicion? This is what Min Yoongi was riding. A personal mobility device, a type of electric scooter. There are separate laws in South Korea for those riding a personal mobility device under the influence. Roughly, a standard fine includes 200,000 won, which translates to 145 USD. Min Yoongi was charged with a DUI and fined 15 million won, which roughly translates to 11,500 USD, in addition to having his driver's license suspended. This was a clear miscarriage of justice. Min Yoongi was riding a personal mobility device, not driving a vehicle. But they prosecuted, fined, charged, and even penalized Min Yoongi as if he was caught driving under the influence of alcohol in a car. Here in the state of California and in South Korea, officers have the right to request that you take a breathalyzer test, but they don't have the right to force you to take one when you are not driving or you are a passenger. Neither can they enforce a legal penalty for refusal to take a breathalyzer test under these circumstances. I couldn't help but notice that all variations of the CCTV footage in regards to Suga's incident cut off at the same timestamp. Was the rest of the footage omitted to protect the officers involved, as they do not seem to present him with a warrant or get his verbal consent to be subjected to a breathalyzer test, seeing he was not driving a vehicle and not legally required to agree to testing. We're not saying that celebrities and even artists such as Suga or BTS deserve to get a pass for their wrongdoing or not to be held accountable for what they do. But this wasn't that. This was clearly a witch hunt. This was an obstruction of justice. Suga was overtly prosecuted in this situation. And the point is, Suga and BTS deserve better. BTS has represented South Korea with honor and distinction. All over the world, South Korean culture, language, music is being embraced because of BTS's influence. They deserve to live in respect and peace, not in constant legal battles and smear campaigns. But in proper Bangtan fashion, the song of the Golden Dragon King prevails, as once again, our king, Agust, makes history. Suga made a landmark contribution to autism care in South Korea, donating 5 billion won, 3.6 million USD, to Seoul Severance Hospital to support and establish a groundbreaking new treatment center for children with autism spectrum disorder, ASD, known as the Min Yoongi Treatment Center, which is set to open in September of this year. The center will offer long-term, personalized mental health care, including language, psychological, and behavioral therapy, in addition to running integrated programs combining clinical treatment with research. According to Severance Hospital officials, Suga and BTS have consistently demonstrated a deep commitment to mental health causes before and after their military and social service enlistment. Someone said, even while performing with BTS, he has donated to charities and shown a strong interest in helping young people with depression and behavioral issues. He has sought to find ways to use his music to make a positive difference. They also noted that Suga's involvement goes beyond financial support. In November of 2024, he met with Dr. Xion Cunha, a leading child psychiatry expert at Severance, to better understand the needs of children with autism. This collaboration led to the creation of MIND, M-I-N-D, a new program standing for Music, Interaction, Network, and Diversity, which uses music therapy to help autistic children build social and emotional skills. Furthermore, throughout the spring, Suga volunteered at the hospital during weekends, engaging directly with children in the MIND program. He played the guitar, taught rhythm exercises, and guided children in using music to communicate and express emotions. Reflecting on his experience, Suga said, "I realized that music can be a powerful way to express feelings and communicate with the world. It made me happy to be a part of the treatment process for children with autism. I will keep working so that more children can live as members of society." Hospital officials observed significant improvements in the children's communication and cooperation abilities over the course of the program. I believe many within the Army family and community share my sentiments in saying BTS's music is so wholesome that it's actually therapeutic. So just how profound is Suga's work in the field of autism care? And how deeply can music reach children with autism? Here's a true personal story to give us a better look. I taught preschool here in the city of Oakland, California for 18 years, and I've had the privilege of caring for as well as helping many children with autism and other special needs during my work as a teacher. At 3 years old, my son was clinically diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder by 3 different specialists. On occasion, he demonstrated what could be considered a hypersensitivity to sound, which is actually common among children with ASD. Loud sounds or an influx of noise seemed to easily trigger and overwhelm him at times. In May of 2023, my son and I attended Suga's D-Day concert here in Oakland, California, with thousands of armies pulling up in the spot. It was lit. Oh my God. Oakland was turned up. Suga brought such a vibe to the Bay Area. It was unreal. At the opening of the concert, my son started complaining. He sat back and covered his ears. He was saying it was too loud, and he wasn't wrong. As I said before, Armies was turned all the way up, no cap. However, there was a part in the concert, a break or shift in the atmosphere, and our attention was directed to the screen, where a concept video was shown. A video complementing the overall theme and essence of Suga's music. I noticed that my son was watching the video closely. He was locked in. The images, the art, the melody, right there. That brief shift in the cadence of the concert allowed my son to actually connect with Suga's music. By the end of the concert, my son was on his feet with me and everybody else in that section, lit, dancing, unified, having the time of our lives. It was like a big purple Bangtan festa party, and Suga was the host, just doing his brilliant thing in proper Bangtan fashion. It's like the other 6 members were right there with him, because he certainly did them proud. It was ministry, and it was therapy for armies. Through Suga's sound, his voice, his golden dragon king aura, we left that Oakland arena still strangers, but somehow a little more connected and mentally healthier. Suga's love for Army resonated through his D-Day concert tour. Armies really needed it. And my son made a profound connection to music through that experience. Today, my son is 11 years old, plays the drums, and accompanies me as a musician. He's actually pretty good on those things, and loud. In closing, I just want to say, Yoongi, sir, you are an angel. Kamsahamnida. Thank you for everything. I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. We love you so much. Armies love you so much. I absolutely adore you. Stay goated, my king. And don't worry about a thing. They gonna stop playing with BTS's name, sir. Oh, and one last thing. Yes, I'm shooting my shot. It's the longest shot out there, but a girl can dream. Well, until next time, fam, thank you for hanging with me again. I am Veronica Lenine of the Black Side of Bangtan here on YouTube at Veronica Lenine 333. R&B fam, Borahay. Thank you for hanging with me. Bye for now.